What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about the Calcutta Cup taking place this weekend between England and Scotland at Twickenham Rugby Stadium. It is going to be one heck of a game. I think a lot of us are maybe predicting an England win, but we cannot count out Scotland. This is a history that's been going dated back so many years. Last year, Scotland beat England for the first time in how many years? To make history and win the Calcutta Cup. Now 1 year later, Scotland could maybe do it and make history by beating England for the first time. So I think it was 1986 when they last beat England in Twickenham. However, it's not going to be an easy battle. England have a lot on the line. They have an opportunity to win the Six Nations title. And what end of a fairy tale story for them it will be if they can achieve just that. If we go back to last year, England weren't in the greatest of places. They ended off 5th in the Six Nations tournament of 2018, which was shocking. They weren't in the greatest place, whereas 2 years ago we were talking about them being one of the top teams, the teams to maybe shock New Zealand in the World Cup, to the team to maybe beat New Zealand last year November. Now England did come close to New Zealand, but they just lost it at the end. But this Six Nations tour, they shocked us all by beating Ireland and beating them properly. Not in a close game. It was a well fought game and they really did their country proud. Now Eddie Jones has done quite an incredible success story with this team. Totally transformed them into something different, something entertaining from a rugby point of view. Yes, there's still faults and yes, there's still weaknesses. But I mean, that's with every team. But the improvement that we've seen from England has been truly remarkable. And for that, I give Eddie Jones and his team credit. I think Owen Farrell has been pretty impressive as a leader of the team. And I think he'll take the team to the World Cup. And they've come a long way. They obviously lost some big players. I mean, Hartley has been out for the start. Mara Toje, he's been a big loss for England. But the other players have stepped up. I mean, Vanapola as well. Also injury, but started off so strong. So it's going to be important for England to really regroup and take this game seriously. They can't look at Scotland and think, okay, Scotland haven't had the greatest year, we're going to walk them, we're going to write them off. You cannot do that. You can't write this team off. You've got to play to the best of their ability, because Scotland could show up, and Scotland have started improving. But the problem that Scotland has is finishing the game, finishing their opportunities of getting to that try line and going the extra mile. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I still believe Scotland could have beaten Ireland if they just gave it their absolute all and capitalised on that try line. They had the scrums, they had the lineouts, but they just couldn't win them, which meant they lost the ball and Ireland capitalised and scored tries. The big key here for this big game is that Scotland play a full 80-minute game. If they tire out, England are going to walk them. I mean, May has been absolutely outstanding for England, and he could run a riot. So they've got to be top-notch on defence. They've got to be alert. They've got to be ready. They've got to be prepared. If they're not prepared, they're going to get hammered. And I really don't want them to get hammered. I want a competitive game. I really want to see a fantastic performance from Scotland. England, on the other hand, I think have the ability to really do it and go the extra mile. They are at home. They've got the home advantage. They've got the passionate English crowd singing their songs and going mad at that stadium. Then you got Scotland. I mean, this game was sold out. Now, Scotland have had, unfortunately, a lot of injuries. They've lost Hogg early in this tournament. They lost Finn Russell, he's now back. They have lost Hamish Watson, but he's now back. So hopefully with some of these guys, they can bring some extra vuma to this team. Energy, power, passion, because it's needed. When Watson came on, we saw a difference in the Scottish team, and I think he needs to, in fact, he should start this weekend. Finn Russell's going to have to lead as scrum half and take it to the top. He's going to have to play proper. His tactical kicking needs to be on point, which it has been, but it's got to keep consistent. Otherwise, things could happen and we could see England walk them. Laidlaw needs to be the experienced scrum half we all know him to be. He needs to capitalise on every opportunity and go for gold in it. His scrum halfing needs to be top quality. He needs to get the passes right. He needs to get the put-ins to the scrums right. He needs to be an alert on line-out so they are ready. All the players in that team need to be on form if they are wanting any opportunity at making history. Scotland don't want to be fifth on that log, and if things go the way that some would think with an English victory, it's going to go that way, so they need to be on point. Now, I know the bookies will be going for England because England have the opportunity at winning the Six Nations, but that's also an opportunity to realise we can't kick off Scotland and take them out, because they will want it just as much. We're all going to the World Cup later on this year, so they're going to need to be alert as they get ready for this big tournament that's coming up. If we look at the past games that these guys have played against each other, last year, who could forget, 25-13 victory to Scotland in Scotland, however, but it was an impressive game. In 2017, England beat Scotland 61-21. In 2016, it was a 9-15 victory to England. They were playing in Scotland. And then 25-13 victory to England in Twickenham. And then a 20-0 victory to England in 2014 in Scotland. So the last time they met at Twickenham, it was a 61-21 victory. However, back then, that Scottish team has shown a lot of improvement, and Gregor Townsend has really taken them to another level. We saw it last year. We've seen it in instances this year. They just need to get their discipline, attacking right, as well as their defence. If they can do all of that, they can achieve it. However, England, to what they were last year to what they are this year, is a big difference. They are not as weak. They're not as under-disciplined, if you know what I mean. They're not as careless. They are actually playing the sport properly. They lost to Wales, correct, but that's because they lost it in those final minutes, in my opinion. They allowed Wales to get back to those tries in those last 20-15 minutes, and Wales took over. Other than that, they beat France 44-8 convincingly. They beat Ireland 32-20. Good victory for them. They beat Australia the last time they played in November. They beat Italy 57-14 in an absolutely dominant performance. So England are really looking strong. If we look at Scotland, they've lost their last three. They lost to Wales, they lost to France, and they lost to Ireland. But those losses were disappointing, and only, to me, in my opinion, at the fault of Scotland. If they can work on those errors that they had, they will be able to surprise us. Will they win? I don't think so at this stage. From a prediction point of view, I'm going an England victory by 7 or more points. They need it more. They want that title more. They've got that opportunity, but again, we cannot count out Scotland. Scotland had a dominant performance against Italy, but allowed them to score 3 tries in those last 10 minutes. Big problem. And then they beat Argentina in 2018 last year, November. So there's some positives, but there's also negatives. Scotland need to focus on those negatives and turn them into positives. England need to keep their mindset straightforward and go for every opportunity, because they do not want to lose this game. They are that close to the final, but they need Wales to lose. So it's going to be a big ask, but it's going to be an awesome game. That's going to do it for today's video prediction. England to win by more than 7 points in an epic contest. Should start off quite strong, but end off, I think, towards the English side. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for all other future videos. So much more to come. Hit the bell notification so you never miss a notification for the videos, as well as give this video a like. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.